Hi, my name is Brandon Munson, and I'm the president of Fulcrum Design LLC. We're a software development firm that's been established since 2001, and we specialize in a variety of different cloud-based applications, from SharePoint services to developing CRMs. One thing that we specialize in is digital marketing and promotional applications, and in this case today, it's our SMS Mobile VIP Rewards application, which really takes the standard mobile marketing application to a whole nother level in terms of usability for both the guest or customer as well as for the merchant or establishment who's trying to develop their marketing program. It also incorporates a loyalty program, which we think is really important because, I think many of us are sort of over or sick of giving things away to sort of build our list. So we'd rather reward loyalty than just do quick promos to get people in the door who probably will never come back if there's not another promo. So anyhow, this application sort of falls in line with that. And it's a kiosk application, and the nice thing about touchscreen kiosks now is they're, accessible to everyone who can basically get their hands on any sort of tablet. I was just at Barnes & Noble, and you can pick up the Nook, which is a beautiful tablet for $147. And there's your touchscreen kiosk. 5-6 years ago, you were paying probably $2,500 for a commercial kiosk. So it's a real practical application. And one thing we find for customers is they don't need to text into a shortcode. They're just going to enter their information, tap it into a tablet. And for the merchant, you're not going to have to worry about running around and trying to develop a call to action and build your SMS subscriber list, which can take quite some time versus, say, an email list. But we all know the benefits of mobile marketing is that essentially it's a 20% response rate. It's a 95% read rate. So once you develop that list, it's a very, very powerful tool. So we sort of figured out a better way or a user-friendly way to build that list. So let's get to it. Okay, so here we are. And this is the campaign admin page that you'll use to set up your campaigns. And we have 3 campaigns here. We have Kiosk campaign, the SMS broadcasts, and SMS autoresponder. Now the broadcast campaign is your traditional, once you have your list built, this is where you push out your promotion for the weekend or whatever you want to do to drive people in. And your SMS autoresponder is your keyword campaign. And that's where you might have a keyword like text in pizza to get a $5 off coupon, and that's really to entice people to join your list. So those traditional mobile marketing components are still available and they're there. But today we're going to go over the Kiosk campaign, which is the newer version of campaign creators and list building. So what we do here is, well, first let me show you. We have their campaign dashboard. So the dashboard's going to show the campaign keyword, the campaign or keyword. In this case, the campaign's Papa Richie. The type of campaign, which is your kiosk campaign, then your subscribers, and this shows you how many folks have subscribed or opted in to this particular campaign, so you can see that at a glance. Then you have your status, whether it's active or deactivated, and then your actions, your template, you can delete it or click kiosk to get the URL. And pardon me, I noticed that that sort of the headings above the columns are too white on this particular tablet. I'll tune that in later. So anyhow, so what we do is we simply, if we're going to create a new kiosk campaign, we click Kiosk Campaign. It takes about 2 minutes to set up. We name our campaign. We click our start date and our end date, so you can set it and forget it. Then here's where we can do our loyalty program by selecting the number of visits. This, let's say we select 5. When the guest checks in 5 times, and how they'll check in is by entering their cell phone number. When they check in 5 times, maybe you set it for we usually program it for every 24 hours, so you can't check in more than once in 24 hours or once in 12 hours. And once you check in 5 times, that's when you earn a reward. And the theory behind it is, if your guests are coming in and purchasing something on each visit, by the time they earn a reward, most likely the reward that they've earned, it's already been paid for because of all the times they frequent your establishment. And it also enables you to give them a reward that's much more meaningful as well, if you choose to. And so here's where we add in the reward message. And that would be the message that will show up on the kiosk interface when they earn reward, and it will also go to their cell phone. So it would say something like, you checked in 5 out of 5 times, you've earned a $5 gift certificate, you maybe put please see the manager to redeem or something like that. Then down here we have our disclaimer, and that's where you would want to put your terms and services or maybe standard rates apply. And this doesn't go out as a text message, but it shows up on the kiosk. Over here is your check-in message. So each time they check in, you can set it where they get an SMS to their phone saying, well, you've checked in 1 out of 5 times, continue to check in and turn reward, 2 out of 5 times, and that sort of thing. So you can have that set to go out each time they check in, which is a good idea because it's on their phone and it's they're going to think about it and come back the next day. Or if you want to turn that off, you can, and it will just show up on the kiosk. Okay. And so once we have that set up, now what we have is we sort of have how our campaign is going to work. Now we want to actually build a campaign kiosk. And so how we'll do that is well, I have one set up. So what we would do is we'd go into template. So once we set what our reward is and what our campaign is going to be, sort of the SMS side of things, then we need to build the interface, the kiosk interface, which takes another 2 minutes. We click template. And basically what we have here is we have all the components of your kiosk template. So here you can set up your logo and banner. So here's Papa Rich. And we would then choose a file. So you'd have your graphics person or yourself basically design a nice logo or, that will fit nicely in there. And then from there you can choose your iPad, the background. So whether it's going to be white, whether it's going to be green, whatever scheme you want to have. And then you have your color tablets, and then down here you have your dial pad, call to action. And we're not, in this particular demo, we're opting not to use the dial pad, the graphic dial pad. We personally, I like using the dial pad that comes with the tablet. It's much more responsive than a web-based dial pad. But some clients like to use the web-based dial pad, and that's fine as well. And so anyhow, you have these options basically to change the colors and sort of customize it to fit your scheme. And so I think that's important. And so once we set that up, we then go over to check-in. Now this is the check-in page. Now on the check-in page, I chose it to be a white page. Here's the logo that I have, and that's going to show up there. And then here is my visit message. So the visit message basically records each visit that the customer has when they check in and lets them know how many check-ins they have left. And so you can customize that around the code, and the code is anything with the $signs. So we don't change that, but we can change the wording around it. So for instance, thank you for checking at Papa Rich. 3 check-ins earns you a $25 gift card, and that was on the previous page right here. I'm sorry, we already programmed that, pardon me, on the check-in page where you saw the cell phone. Okay, and so here is this message. This is your blank visit. Out of X visits, only X visit more until you've earned reward. Okay, and then you can see the disclaimer right here that we added over on the kiosk setup previously. And then here's our reward image. So I just grabbed an image for them and put this here so they can see what reward is. And then you can change the font size and whatnot. And then your reward template is over here. And so here it's when they win, what actually happens on the reward page. Like we talked about before, what goes out with SMS, this is what will show up here. And it says this is what we programmed in the SMS page. And then over here, we're basically how the code will work. And countdown, you can change the visits and whatnot. And the visit text size, so you can manipulate that as well. So, it just walks you right through what you need to do. And then when you're ready to see it, we go back to campaigns. And then we click the kiosk URL. When we click that, this is the campaign. So this is the home screen. And this is essentially the screen that when people walk up to your counter or wherever you have your kiosk, could be even in the bathroom, they would see the screen. And so initially, they're going to want to join. And so they click the join button. And then the join button, this is where we build our CRM, a first name, last name, cell phone, and email address. So we do that. And then maybe an email optional. And then they would click join. And then here it says, thank you for checking in at Papa Rich. 3 check-ins earns you a $25 gift card. And we set that up earlier. Now you can see where the system's actually tracking it. This is your first visit out of 3, only 2 more visits until you have earned reward. And then after 15 seconds, it goes back for the next customer. So the next customer would obviously join. Or if I come back the next day, I would click check-in. And then I put my number in to check-in again. And I don't know what number I used. Oops. So, whatever, kind of forgot that. So whatever number I put in, if I put it in correctly again, I click enter and it's going to tell me, here it's saying, this is your first visit out of 3 visits, only 2 more. Now, when it goes back and I put in the same number again, what will happen is it will then start counting my visits. So then it would say 2 out of 3 visits. Now I want to show you, so here we can, if I have the keyboard turned off for the demo because I'm using a Bluetooth keyboard to the iPad, so I can show you this. But if I didn't have the Bluetooth on, what would happen is the iPad keyboard would pop up and the guests would basically tap into that. And it works great. So maybe I got it now. Okay, now you can see it. This is your 2 visit out of 3 visits. Only 1 more visit until you've earned reward. So the system will count down based on their number, which is great. And then we'll do 1 more. So you can see how you earn reward. And now it's going to say you won 3 out of 3, claim your Papa Rich gift certificate on your next visit. And so that's how that would work. And now the benefit of that is it required the person to come into your establishment, in this case 3 times before they earned a reward. So hopefully they spent money each time they were in. And so that's really how simple the program works on the kiosk front. And it's great because it really is an easy way to build your list. People see it, they like, people like flashy, shiny things like a tablet, and they always walk up to them. You see that at Best Buys, you see that at any store that sort of sells electronic equipment. People are just drawn to it. And so, that's how it works. And then once you built your list, you can then, maybe you want to do a broadcast campaign. And then here's your standard broadcast campaign. You can give it a name. You could pick your list here. So based on your kiosk campaigns, you're able to segment the particular group that you want. So say you have a lunch crowd, you can pick that lunch crowd group, and just text to them a lunch special. Okay, and then you can schedule it when it will be sent. So you can schedule it, set it to forget it, and then here, that's where you're going to type in whatever that promotion is going to be. You push to everyone to try to drive some business in. And then hit save. And then what you'll see is that then that will load up on your dashboard as well. My internet connection's a little slow. There we go. And so you can see right here, here's a broadcast campaign. It says SMS broadcast. It refreshed, so we have 3 people in the database. So it's telling you how many are there. And then here it's going to tell you when it's scheduled to be sent. And if you want to send it now, you just click send now and it's going to send it. And then you'll have a sent log as well. So, I mean, it's a really cool application, real simple, real slick. Your autoresponder, very similar. If you want to do keyword campaigns, you can set those up. We have some really cool reports. We have our CRM here, so you can actually see who's opted in by their number, by the date. That's a cool tool. So it's a really powerful tool, real easy to use, and it's a lot of fun. I think your guests will enjoy it as well as your staff. If you're interested in learning more about it, you can give me a ring at 203-715-4780 or email me at bmunson@ymail.com, like Gmail but with a Y, or visit us at fulcrumdesignllc.com. And look forward to hearing from you.